中国人当明白的一个浅显道理. A simple truth that the Chinese should understand. Life Chan Yuan Xiefeng. October 26, 2021. Translated by Qin Yu and edited by Peter. The simple truth to understand is that the United States is not China's enemy, but China's benefactor. Did China defeat the Japanese invaders? No. If the United States had not dropped 2 atomic bombs on Japan, and if the United States had not dispatched 50,000 sorties of bombers to almost totally destroy 98 cities in Japan, killing and injuring more than 800,000 Japanese, Japan would not have surrendered unconditionally. China might have been occupied by Japan for a long time, and the Chinese would have long since become slaves of their subjugation. To say that China defeated the Japanese aggressors is just the obsession of the Chinese people. This is the case. Don't we think that the United States is China's benefactor? Do not think that the Japanese cannot occupy China. Back then, the northern nomads defeated China, which surpassed them numerically dozens of times, with a small number of troops. There are many examples of China being defeated. In the Yuan and Qing dynasties, the Chinese were almost all controlled by the northern minorities. Do not be mad when you are mentioned as slaves. Today, to the descendants of Qi, Chu, Yin, Han, Zhao, Wei, and Xixia, where's your country now? Aren't all of you just subjugated slaves who feel very proud? Speaking of slaves and subjugation, I will ask the common people in the world, are you willing to be conquered by a civilization? Or is it better to be ruled by tyrants big and small? For example, in today's Afghanistan, for ordinary people, is it better to become a slave in subjugation managed by the United States or ruled by the native Taliban? People all over the world should remember that when your country is conquered, it is just a change of the people who rule you, and the sun and the moon are still shining on you, and the green mountains are still there. For the common people, whoever allows you to live a joyous, happy, free, and blessed life in peace and contentment is your savior. Whoever does not let you live and work in peace and contentment, and does not let you live a joyous, happy, free, and blessed life is a bastard. Think about who brought the medical institutions that are in China today and who created modern hospitals for China. To tell everyone, they are Americans. Isn't the United States China's benefactor? Think about the school education enjoyed by the descendants of the Chinese people today. Who created this civilized and modern school system in China? It's the Americans. Isn't the United States China's benefactor? Look at the many outstanding talents in modern and contemporary China. Most of them were cultivated by the United States. Even today, the United States is still cultivating tens of millions of talents for China. Is the United States not China's benefactor? Chinese people should not requite kindness with enmity, be ungrateful, or they will be punished by heaven. To say that the United States will never give up their ambition of conquering US is to call white black. Did the United States come to China killing and setting fire? Has the US occupied an inch of China's land? It is said that the United States having the trade war with China is a power hegemony. I want to ask, cars from the United States are imposed a 40% tariff by China, and the United States will impose a 27.5% tariff on cars from China. Now the Americans are demanding that China impose the same tariff rate as the United States. Is this too much to ask? When you come to my house, I only charge you 5 yuan for tickets. When I go to your house, you charge me 8 yuan for tickets. Now I ask you to either waive tickets for everyone, or to charge the same amount for tickets. Is this request unreasonable? They just put forward a fair request, and we think they are bullying us. Who is bullying whom, and who is deceiving whom? By the way, let's talk about a few phenomena. China's elites have transferred most of their property and children to the United States. Why? Because property in China is not protected, they must transfer it. Most of the students from Peking University and Tsinghua University who went to the United States stayed in the United States and did not want to return to China. Why? Because they cannot use their talents when they come back to China. Not only will they not be able to use what they have learned, but if they do not get it right, they will be criticized and punished without the hope of a bright future. Why would they want to come back? Many high-ranking officials and celebrities in China have become foreign nationals. Why? Because the safety of life in China is not guaranteed. There are countless people in the world who run to the United States even if they go to great lengths to do this. Why? Because that's where people yearn to be. There are many people who criticize the United States. Who are they? Answer: they are all poor and stupid men and women. They are liars who scold the United States superficially, but sneak into the United States illegally. Open your eyes and look at the changes in the world over the past century. Anyone who follows the United States has become a developed country, and the people live a happy life. Anyone who opposes the United States is declining and heading for a dead end.